Hi, everyone. This is Shelley, and welcome to episode 38 of SNOWED, the Michael Snow is a Fraud story.
So November 30th, I still felt bad. I called Easy Financial. I arranged to get a loan. And now you have to realize I thought I was in a relationship 100% with him. The way he was talking and, we're partners, all this stuff. I knew all about Mike's lifestyle. I knew he was right up front about his pineapple lifestyle. Which didn't really bother me any. It wasn't my cup of tea, but we'll just see where it goes. And he was no rush, no anything. So just wanted to make that clear. He love bombs you, and he really makes you feel special, like you're the only one. I got the Easy Financial loan. It was like, it was like $6,700. And he was adamant that he have it in cash. So by the time you pay your interest, and there was an insurance on there, he got $5,500. And I met him at the bank, and I gave him a big wad of cash.
Now, I'm going to guess that probably did go on my mortgage. I have no idea. I can't really remember. And I'm not even sure if it would have been the whole amount, to be very honest with you.
So December 15th comes and goes, and there's no money. And I asked him, do you have any money? And he goes, oh, well, there's something happened with my paycheck, and, you'll just have to wait a little bit longer if that's okay. Meantime, all this money is coming out every 2 weeks out of my paycheck. Mike never paid a dime for this Easy Financial loan. By the time a year rolled around, I paid the loan doubled in price, and it was a pretty hefty, it was like almost $14,000.
Okay, so you've heard Denise talk about the loan and how he didn't pay back, and it grew and it grew and it grew, and there was always an excuse. But Mike being Mike, he always had an excuse, and he could always reel you back in. And I think if you've been watching this whole series, you understand that, how he can just reel you back in. That's his superpower.
So I was never Facebook friends, social media, anything with Mike that wasn't kind of our cup of tea. We would always text, or he would say, can I call you? That was our thing. And he'd stop in after work, stuff like that. In December, it was around Christmas time, or just right before Christmas, he decided to Instagram friends me. And a message came across one of his Instagrams asking, how are you and Shelley doing? I'm like, oh my God. I get on the phone and I'm like, what the heck's going on? Are you still in a relationship with Shelley? Because if you are, I'm going to back out. Right away, he deleted me from Instagram, and he said, I don't know what you're talking about. There was no message. And I said, yes, there was.
Typical gaslighting. That's his gaslighting right there.
So after that, I was never allowed to be any more social media friends or anything like that. So that was fine. He was kind of upset, but he kind of, forgave me after that. He did say that he wasn't driving or flying for stars anymore. And I'm like, oh, why not? Well, the equilibrium is kind of like messing up with my ears. And, I have cancer. And, oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you. He did tell me he had cancer. And I felt really bad. It's the big C word. So I understood how the nasal cancer works. I've had a friend with the same thing. And so he said that due to the nature of the flying, he can't fly anymore. And he was taking another leave of absence and a medical leave, as he did right before COVID.
So what he told Denise was that the reason he moved to this area was because he was flying with stars, because he got a job with stars. He's never flown with stars, ever. Like, that's all bullshit and lies.
Mike was applying for jobs, and he had found a job out in Langley, and he had asked if I would take him out there. He needed to get all of his stuff out there, and I'm like, sure. So the middle of January, I took him out to Langley, BC, where he started working for our plant. So the whole trip to BC, I paid all the gas. We took my car, and paid for food, everything. Mike paid for maybe a couple things, but I paid for everything. Now you have to understand, I was in a relationship with Mike. It was all about love bombing, and he told me he loved me all the time, and you know what? I thought I was special. I believed him. So the trip, we got his truck. I gave him a blanket, some pillows, some sheets for the bed, and then sent him on his merry way.
So the funny thing was, I asked him about that fuzzy blanket, and he said, "Oh, I bought that. I was cold one night."
The next time I seen Mike, the blanket, everything was gone. His friend Rob had started with our plet, and he gave the blanket and everything to Rob. Now, let me tell you something. It wasn't until Shelly and I got talking, some other pictures surfaced, and lo and behold, Mike was cheating on me right from day one because my fuzzy blanket was in the picture with him and 2 other girls.
I guess that means he was cheating on me too.
So Mike would come home, do some trips back and forth. I would meet him in Saskatoon, or I would meet him in Davidson. And all through this, I was sending him quite copious amounts of money, whether it be 250 here, 100 here, 50 there, 200 there. Oh, they haven't given me my check yet. Every time I would ask them for my money, the next day, the next day, the next day. Oh, they screwed up on my check. By the time it was like 15 days. Oh, I only got $1,000 on my check. There was never any money. I think I could probably count 5 transactions that he ever sent me to send me money back.
Again, you really need to understand how he can suck you in. That's the theme here. And I know some people are going to come at her in the comments. Please don't, because this is the theme. This is what he does. He sucks you back in. There's always an excuse, a reason. It's what he does.
So income tax comes around, and he knew I was getting quite a bit of money from my income tax. He's kind of a sneaky devil when he can find out the information from you. You don't even realize it. I ended up giving him pretty much $5,000 of my income tax in 3,000 increments, 2,000 increments. Right before that, we had to go to the GUN shop in town, and he said he was getting this GUN redone, fixed, everything, and I gave him the money. I pretty much think that's where it went. So another chunk of change down, and all of a sudden his car blew up, the CRV, because Shelly didn't change the oil. Now let me tell you, that's not quite right. Mike doesn't take care of any vehicle that he's ever had. I know. I've seen the Yaris. It was a shit show when I got in it, and there was no oil in it. So I know how he took care of the CRV. He begged me and pleaded with me if I could help him get a car. How can I get a car? And he said he had a couple other options. These people all fell through. So he said, I can do it, but I want nothing else to do with the payments. I want nothing.
Okay, so in the next episode, Denise is going to tell you how he got her to get the Yaris for him.